I was very fascinated. I want to become one of them.
There's a million Italian people who are ready to come over here and beat you up.
When you work in this place in 6 months, 1 year, you learn like 5 years in another normal business.
There's always a Parmigiano clause.
I have to teach a blind person how to make fresh pasta.
Welcome to the Only Chefs podcast, where we will deep dive into the stories behind the chefs shaping London's restaurant scene. We're going to be joined today by Carmine Varone, who is the exec chef of the BoTree Hotel in Marylebone and running the LAVO Restaurant there. How did you end up here in London? Why don't you paint us a picture?
So I ended up here in London because at the time when I chose to come, it was a hotspot for, restaurant and it was the place to be, to become, and try to get the next to the next and to the next.
A young budding Italian chef ready to
I came here, actually. I opened a restaurant before to move in London. I used to be based in Manchester because I worked for a company. The head office was in Manchester. I moved in UK. The first time I moved to Manchester, straight to Manchester.
Beautiful.
And then I worked for an Italian company that they actually hired me. They asked me to come from Italy to open this brand for them.
Okay.
And we opened the first restaurant. Then after a bit, we saw that we didn't really went along to each other because I was coming for a very, very fine dining background at the moment. And then coming in Manchester, this small kitchen, it was a bit of a shock for me because very, very different of what I used to do, like very, very more traditional food, more less fine dining. It was a cicchetti, very rustic, and then when I arrived to Manchester in 2014, I think I was a bit too much for the people, what the people were enjoying, the people with the customer.
Too much passion?
No, even in the perception of the Italian restaurant when I moved in Manchester, it wasn't. It was like the classic place that you go for a bolognese or like fritto. Yeah. There are a lot of non-Italian food served in Italian restaurant. So I think
that's the polite way of saying that not many people outside of Italy realise what actual Italian food is.
I think now there is a much more culture, especially in London. I need to be very honest.
Yeah.
People knows much more now. 11 years ago in Manchester, it was a bit less. There are people that they know, but now it's much more common. People have an understanding of Italian cuisine because Italian cuisine is very vast. So there is so much, like there's 20 regions. Each region has so much, recipe and different method of cooking and different influence. Because if you are on the north, you have some influence from the French, and if you are from the south, you are more like.
There's a million Italian people who are ready to come over here and beat you up, saying that you've taken like French cuisine is.
We have a lot of fight. I have the luck to work with a lot of French chef and or maybe that are not really.
I have a French sister-in-law, and the arguments that we have over which is better cuisine, although she only ever goes on holiday to Italy, which tells you everything. But
we share a lot. That is fair. We share a lot. Let's say that we are more down on the clean, more ingredient way. We have the French cuisine is more complex, more technique, more butter and more heavy. Let's say in this sort of. I don't want to say something very, very.
No, I don't think you're being contentious.
Any French people hated me, but I did work for French chef also. Yeah. So, and when I work in Switzerland, for instance, the chef was French, and the way they were cooking is very, very more heavy on butter and cream and.
But gastronomy is a French invention, so you're going to get that kind of crossover to a degree, right?
But we share a lot of dishes also because. Okay, like for the south of Italy, we before become Italy, we were the Spain king. The king was Spanish, and it was Regno di Napoli, or the Kingdom of the Two Sicily was called. How do you want to call it? So we have a lot of influence from Spain, and we have a lot of influence from France. So in the food, you're gonna see this. Like there is certain dishes that if you ask a French person, is they're super French, like the baba. I don't know if you ever brumbaba. If you go to Napoli and say that the baba is from France, they're gonna kill you, literally. But
and they probably back it up as well.
Yeah, like if you say it's very. Another dish is Rossini, you know, the beef
Rossini, yeah.
that they say is Italian, is actually French. They made in France by the story is this music compositor, his surname was Rossini, told the chef to mix these ingredients.
He
and
wanted bread with the beef and the foie gras.
The sauce, like pork, pork and this kind of thing. So yeah, you always gonna have this kind of.
But was this childhood love of food always there? Because it doesn't sound like you're someone who hasn't learnt the history of where it's come from. Was this something that you always wanted to do?
No, I grew up in food.
Yeah.
So my family, they have bakery from my dad's side, and they have a business of fruit and vegetables. So my mom still now has a shop where she sell fruit and vegetable. And my dad is very much on the quality.
And where's home? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a town called Castellammare di Stabia, which is near.
I'm going to not try and say that, if that's all right.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to butcher it.
So it's near Sorrento, Pompeii, near Sorrento, Amalfi. Yeah, I'm from there, and then I moved to Turin because my family business was based in Turin. They used to sell vegetable there. My mom still she's living there. So I had the luck to see all the difference of cuisine growing up, like my nonna cooking for me, and then moving to Turin and see so much different. And there is no much. It's not that well known now. It's becoming more popular, even outside Italy. But has a big tradition of food.
But it's Alps food, right? It's mountain cuisine to a degree, yeah.
No, actually, yes, there is. But you can imagine there is some dishes. They are like even fish dishes in Turin. For instance, they cook fish with butter.
Okay. And that's heresy.
Yeah, we don't cook fish with butter in Naples. Or they have this. They have now the name. They have this plate is with anchovies. They do this bagna cauda, it's called. Here we go.
Okay.
They have this bagna cauda, which is a dish that is made with vegetables. And this sauce is made with anchovies, which Piemonte, which is the region where Turin is, they don't have any sea. So, but because they used to smuggle the salt. So there is a story behind. So basically the story, they say that they used to smuggle the salt in this big barrel, and they used to cover the salt because the salt used to be money before, no? So they used to put these anchovies, no? To cover first layer, and the whole salt in the middle, in order to don't, if they were stopped by, and checked out.
It's clearly fish.
Yeah. So what they do with these anchovies then? They're not gonna waste it, no? So they
make their sauce.
Yeah.
And was grandma, was Nonna the lady who inspired you, or was it
my tradition? Everyone, because everyone is handling food. My nonna, I remember my nonna. We have a big family. We are 30 cousin, kind of. My dad had another 5 brothers, and we have this massive bakery that we used to live all on the top, So my nonna used to cook for all of us. And she used to cook
for 30.
Yeah, like big cuisine, big table. We used to have all late lunch because in Naples you eat like around 2 p.m. Actually, you don't eat very very early. So all the kids coming from school, and we were sitting on the table, and my nonna used to cook each nephew or son, her son, on the favorite food. So that was something that made me think, and is something inspired me a lot. And also my dad teach me, telling me when we used to go and buy the fruit or you on the land and choose the anguria, the watermelon, to buy. Or I remember him trying to explain to me and teach me how to understand and the importance of the quality, because we are very 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 quality
driven, right?
Yeah.
But then I think that kind of translates, and if you feel like the quality is something that you feel very passionate about, I mean, they always say it's very hard to fuck up bad food if you just stick to the quality.
I think it's very easy to do that.
Yeah.
Because when there is, the Italian cuisine is literally simplicity.
Yeah.
Best ingredient, just if you want to talk about fish, piece of fish, olive oil, salt and pepper. You don't need much more. You can add a bit of wine, but you don't need many ingredients. That's what's
the addition of wine is everything, though.
for chef sometimes it is.
Were you trained as a chef? Did you go to a chef school or did you?
Yeah, I started like washing dishes and loading food. I was, I think, around 13. My dad friend has a pizzeria, and I went there. I wanted to learn, and I thought I will go straight to the kitchen, but that wasn't the case. So I did like the first year of my life as a, hospitality, as a cleaning dishes and loading food. So that was
Peeling
it.
Onions.
Was very was very depressing. I was literally making the mise en place at some point for the pizza station or in the kitchen, no, and never see the service. So because then you go to wash the dishes, no. So, but that teach me a lot because I used to come from a family that we had a business. We had people that they work for us, and see the perspective as like the lower one, like the one who clean the dishes, the one who literally load the wood, the person that you don't see, you know? Yeah, and then I moved for my first, I went to school, I did the catering school, and they sent me to the stages. So I did all 5-star luxury hotel. The first one I did is called Grand Hotel Citea, which is now is a Michelin-starred, it has a Michelin-starred restaurant inside called Cavour, I think. And I went there for the stage, and after 6 months, then I finished school and they hired me. So, and they hired me,
So you were 18 here?
No,
Or
I was
it
16. 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 16.
So you knew even then, you were clear. You wanted to be a chef.
Yes.
There was nothing
I knew
else.
it from the beginning. I loved to play with the food, and then the smell. I don't know how to explain. It's like I remember being with my mom, the chopping board, under a knife.
Yeah.
I was very fascinated to understand how to clean meat or clean a fish, understand the how to do it, because I tried, when I was young, I couldn't make it. I couldn't understand why. So I'm always been very fascinated to understand how things work, how to do things. And in the kitchen, there is a bit of chemicals. So, you need to know how things react, and how.
Were you always a practical kid, or was school something you enjoyed, or were you always?
I was a very, very. I'm a very dynamic person. Let's say that. So I don't.
That is a wonderful description of yourself.
I don't like to stay still so much.
Okay, nice.
So I need to be moving. Yeah. I need to be moving. So at school I was good, but I couldn't stay sit.
No.
And the teacher didn't enjoy it.
No.
So I was good. I think I was good. Then I get a qualification from school, and then I decided that, you know what, let's go in the kitchen. And I started like going to work even for free in places to learn, because I was very, very focused. My biggest, when I start to work in the first kitchen, I saw the Michelin star and all these things that they were very fascinated. It was a whole award that I heard in television before, but I didn't understand. And then when I saw the glamour and, all the people that they were talking about, the way they work, the way they respect the ingredient, the way they are so focused on deliver the best, I was very fascinated. I want to become one of them.
Yeah.
So I committed to years of working, around all North Italy in the best restaurant at the moment, when
6 days a week,
6, 7, 16 hours a day, no Christmas, no smoking, no go toilet, no eating.
Push.
That's the way it used to be.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
If you ask me now, I can tell you that I was very struggling at the moment, but I was focused.
Yeah.
And I wanted to become someone, and I wanted to make it. So I put all my willpower, let's say that, and went through everybody and make it up. And I say I'm gonna make it. I remember me Christmas, being in the changing room at 4 a.m. and be sad because my friend, they probably would be with the family, or they were going to meet each other. Me, I was far from home, and
You're going to be doing a double the next day.
The same day. Yeah.
a lot of people fall in love with the glamour or the idea and the glamour of Michelin star cooking. But then also there's that other side of cuisine, that other side of hospitality, which is, you know, probably since we were slightly younger, the idea of the TV chef and the idea of that sort of glamorized, slightly different existence. And you've worked for a celebrity chef, should we say? I mean, you've worked for Gino D'Acampo.
Gino,
And what was that experience like?
It was a fantastic experience because when I moved in UK, I probably was a good chef. It's not for me to say. I could cook. So and then I worked for this company, which is for Gino, and this company has a fantastic structure, and they teach me so much. I learn probably not on cooking, you know, much more. It was more like management, like financial aspect of the business, not like HR. We didn't exist HR in my. I didn't even know what HR means. It's like there is kind of law because I work in some kitchen that, you know, you were literally abused pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And that's the way they made you, and they make you think that that's normal. And you know, and when you see the difference, you know, and then you evolve and you see that's not the normal, and you make your, you know, it's like when you're learning and then you become your own person, your own self, and you understand that there is, you know, you don't want to mortify everybody every day. You would rather to come to work, enjoy, see your staff respecting you because you try to mentor them, try to teach them something, you know, help them when you can, and be there for them, and try to make the best service together. But that's a stage that you understand. It wasn't the case in this kind of environment, and especially all the people that used to work there, they know. And they were there only to learn and to get it's like a university. When you work in this place in 6 months, 1 year, you learn like 5 years in another normal business, because in that place is made by all the best people.
Yeah.
Like even the chef de partie or the commis chef, the demi chef can be probably a head chef somewhere else. There are people that they come and pay to come to work there. I remember when I used to work at Trussard della Scala, and it used to be a 2-star, and very famous chef Andrea Berton, and there was people coming from all around the world to work and to learn.
One of my friends did a 3-month stage working at Per Se in New York, and he didn't get paid for it.
Yeah.
And he basically slept on people's sofas, and it cost him, I think, probably in the region of like £6,000-7,000 to get it done.
Probably.
But he worked for Thomas Keller in New York.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most insane experiences that he's ever had. But also, you do those stages, you do those experiences, but also the flip side to that is that it is essentially like free labor as well, or labor that is
usually the people who pays, they get treated fairly well, let's say that. I used to be one that, you know, to get there I have to work myself up. I didn't pay, you know, I went through all the stages, and my CV is the one who qualified me, my experience to get in this kind of place, because there is thousands of chefs that they want to go, probably 1,000, I don't want to exaggerate, but a lot of chefs, they're queuing to go to work in this place. And it's like it's a place you have to resist, you have to stay in focus, and you need to carry on and focus and learn as much as possible, because you can learn for literally everybody in that place. Even if you are the chef de partie or the sous chef, you can literally learn from your commis. The people have so much knowledge, and it's like an exchange. You learn from each other, because people come from all around the world. I remember the first time I saw a Japanese chef. It was in one of these places, and see a person that, you know, you weren't expecting to be able, and they teach you how to clean the fish in the way they do.
Which is crazy, right? Because you learn a traditional European style of butchery, fish, meat, whatever, and then you see culturally what they do in Japan, and they use wires to take out the spine, and technically it is it's an amazing thing to watch.
Even the knife that they use, sometimes they're very different from our knife, and if you think about it, they don't make sense for the way we do things. But they make very sense for them. So it's amazing. It's fascinating. Cuisine, you know.
Do you ever think there's a day that you don't learn something new at work?
I don't think so. I think you don't learn if you don't want to learn. I really believe that. Every day I learn things. Even I can tell you, it can happen every day that something very even just practical that you didn't think about because you are so busy doing so many things. And arrived this commie chef and he told me, chef, why we don't do this instead to do, it fix your problem. Like
sometimes a fresh set of eyes is everything. And, I don't get too precious about when people tell me something isn't going right. Yeah. But if you're so in love with the sound of your own voice, ironically doing a podcast, but so in love with how you do your work, if someone makes you a recommendation and you're not prepared to even entertain it, it has a big impact. Is that from just all of the different experiences and the different styles of work?
I think you need to it's no chef are first woman.
Yeah.
We chef, we are all prima donna, we say in Italian. I don't know if you... Yeah. I think you make...
the first lady.
Yeah. So we are very competitive. We are very, you're not going to criticize. We don't take very, very nice feedback back sometimes. Yeah. And... but sometimes when you are in good mood, let's say that, and is it normally with a
grappa and a coffee? Is that someone turns up with a grappa and a coffee and has some bad news for you? Is that when life is okay?
I think bad news. Kitchen is a very, very dynamic place.
It's the second time you've used that word. That's great.
It's a place that happen a lot of things, and a chef need to be able to do many things. It's not the barely cooking.
Yeah.
Answer you the question that you asked me before, about the glamour and this. There is so much behind that probably people don't know. Yeah. What a chef need to be able to do, like as a head chef or even a sous chef. There is so many paperwork or procedure that you need to follow, or you have to teach the person, or cleaning. There is so much cleaning. There is so much food safety that we need to be careful. Like when you cook something, you need to blast chili, you need to follow allergy. Yeah. There is so many things that, it's not just the barely enjoy, have this prime ingredient and make a fantastic dish. It's also all this that, you get this, check the temperature when it come in, make sure that the product is the expired traceability. There is so much.
And then the fact that you probably will end up being probably a therapist or a shoulder to cry on, or having to tell someone that they've not done a good job as well. I mean, all of those things together play into a larger part. Do you think, because you've also done consulting, so you've done working for a big brand, you've done consulting. Yeah. Do you find that you gravitate naturally to one? What was the thing that brought you back into operations? Because obviously you went and did some consulting, and I'm guessing that was really fun and enjoyable.
I did consulting. The things with consulting, you get when you love the job so much, because I'm very passionate about my job. It's everything. It's like very important. I need to be happy with what I'm doing. I cannot just make a living, make good money out of it. That's, for me, it's important to whatever the project is or whatever the restaurant is. I need to be able to put myself in and try to get the best out of it. I cannot just be in a job and cruise. That's not me. So sometimes you get very frustrated when you do consultancy, because they ask you to do a job, and it's like, and get paid for it, but they want you to do what they want. I don't know if it makes sense. It's like...
No, it does. They're asking you a question, but they already know the answer, and they want you to deliver it. So what's the point in asking the question, right?
Exactly. So I did a few, and we started, try to change things. I work in places that didn't have like any control of, one place I did, I worked in, and they didn't have any record of the hour that people was working. I give you an example. Or they used to do the order on the phone, and they didn't know what they ordered. And they didn't have any traceability or anything, pretty much.
That's that classic moment of when you've asked someone to place an order and you've asked for a kilo of or 1.5 kilos of spinach, they've misread your handwriting and they order 15 kilos of spinach.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and then there were also many disputes, so invoice get lost or any. You can imagine they don't have any sort of literally elemental. So we changed it, and then we implement the system, and
that's consulting, right? That is, it's bringing in, changing things, and not necessarily being thanked or loving it.
And then we were trying to evolve, and then we went back. Gone a week on holiday, come back, and we were back there after literally a week. No using this, no using this. The owner allowed them to do it, so you can enforce as much, but you can tell them what to do, the right things to do, but then they have to follow.
So I suppose that the next natural question is, if that's what consulting is like, what's a day at LAVO like?
I joined this company which is called Tao Group and Shiva, because the hotel is beautiful actually. If you go there, it's stunning, and it's in a prime location. I used to work next door, and it's made. But what is very important for me is the people who made the business, Yeah. And I remember speaking with the HR and with the person who employed me, and all the people that were part of this, making this hotel, because we opened hotel and a restaurant from zero, and they it make me feel be part of something, a great team, something special. All people that they know what they're doing, and they are people person also, because it's very important. So I really like the project, and we don't do fine dining, but we do a very, very Italian good food, Italo-American actually. We have some American influence, because the brand was
born of that idea, right?
Yeah, and we have this, like one of our signature dishes is this meatball that if you see it's like 1/2 kilo of Wagyu. It's huge, but it's made with the best ingredient. We use a certain technique to cook it, to keep it juicy. And the tomato that we buy are the best tomato that you can buy on the business. And the way we, even if you do something more rustic, there is a lot of thought behind, and you
can still be delicious, right?
Exactly.
Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not delicious.
That's and people love it.
Yeah.
People, the end of the day, what's is the most important thing, that the people that come inside the rest, they need to like what you deliver, what you're doing. You can be Cristiano Ronaldo of the cuisine, but people doesn't like what you put in the plate. There is no point.
Yeah. Well, so do you think that your sort of day by day experience is pretty typical? Is it a normal way of doing things, or is every day different because you're dealing with customers, you're dealing with cooks?
We have a lot of faith in our business because, it's an hotel.
Yeah.
So it's not only a restaurant. We do breakfast. We have events.
Is it a la carte or is it a buffet for breakfast?
We have a buffet also. Yeah. No, the breakfast is both.
Yeah.
It's both. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and then we have room service, and then we have the lunch, and we have function, and we have a bar. We have another bar, which is the BoTree bar, which is the bar of the hotel, which we serve in food also there. So it's a quite complex operation. It's not just a single restaurant.
And it's one kitchen or two kitchens?
We have two kitchens. Okay. Yeah, we have two kitchens, and different brigade, because we have breakfast team, all day dining, the team downstairs for the prep and the function. And also we have, canteen, which is we have a lot of stuff.
See, people kind of, I know most industry people will understand this, but doing staff food and staff feeding canteens, I mean, that's a full-time job for at least 2 or 3 chefs,
I have a senior sous chef that does only that.
Wow.
Because we're doing average 250, 300 people a day on for, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and we have some night food also.
That's, if you ever want to be universally loved in a hotel, be a really good work in the staff canteen and cook the best staff canteen food. Yeah. You will have bartenders, housekeepers, front desk agents tripping over to be your best friend.
Very, very difficult though.
Oh yeah,
very,
undoubtedly so.
Up to the expectation of 250 people is,
They're all working hospitality as well.
Exactly.
Which means that they are technically professionals, and therefore that is a whole different kettle of fish, I guess. The day-to-day running of an operation like that is a big ask. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of food, it's a lot of experience. Is there in your kitchen, is there something that you gravitate towards that you just love, that you always try to do every day? Is there something that makes you really happy, that does really kind of go, oh, this is why I do this? Is there that one thing that you try and do every day to make sure you enjoy it?
I love to be in the kitchen.
Okay.
My job make me be in the office also and do a lot of paperwork, a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
We chef, we don't like meetings much. But
I am aware.
But we go to, there is a lot of talking and we are very action people, let's say that. I love to be in the kitchen. I love to be in the kitchen, the smell, seeing the chef cooking, being with them, show them how to do, be with them where it's busy. I like to be busy, I love, like in LAVO, we making a lot of cover and it's super nice to be busy and see the kitchen moving and all moving together and working properly and delivering so many people a great experience. That's what I love. I love to be passionate about things. If you ask me what is the most important for me every day, is to have a passion be passionate about what I'm doing.
Is that the thing that stuck with you for the longest as well? Is that what you try and pass on to everyone?
Yeah, passion. Because if you have passion, you can learn anything. In my experience, you can inspire a person. Maybe they've been working for a chef that they didn't like, or they were working only for... People work only for the paycheck, yeah? There's nothing wrong. And sometimes be able to inspire a chef and take out a passion that maybe he has already there is something special, because you can teach everything, but you cannot teach to be passionate about something. And I really believe to deliver a great dish or great food, you need to care on what you're doing. You need to be passionate about it. You need to taste it. You need to smell it. You need to see what you're doing. You cannot just do it for the sake of doing and sending out food, especially when you're very busy. You need to be really on the top of what you're doing and be passionate about it. If you don't like it, you shouldn't serve it. If you don't think it's right, you shouldn't do it. You should really be passionate about it.
Well, but I think that's
an integrity. You need to we have an integrity of, respecting the ingredient. Even if you do many cover, you still have to respect even the courgette or the piece of fish or meat, the ingredient that you use. You have to respect it. You have to treat it in a certain way.
Is that a uniquely Italian viewpoint or a uniquely European viewpoint? Because from my experience in the UK, and I mean, I grew up working in an Italian kitchen when I was younger, but for a lot of UK people, the idea of respecting the quality of the ingredient and maybe respecting the quality of outcome because the job you're doing is something that you really invest in, is that something that maybe wasn't always seen by British people in this idea?
I don't think you can say it's about where you're from. I don't think you can say that an English person care less than an Italian or French. You can find that in Italy. You can find that in any country.
But do you think it's the way that it's viewed as a...
I think probably what you're trying to say is, like, in Italy there is a stronger culture of food, and people have certain expectation. They are very passionate what they eat. But I can tell you something. Okay, let me give you an example. No, what's the best food you ever eat in your life?
Oh, the best food of all. Oh God, there you are. There's an amazing meal that my then girlfriend and I had in Greece, down by the river in down by the water in Athens, and fresh fish, fresh prawns, the best Greek salad. Wasn't particularly crazy food, but just the experience was like 10 out of 10.
What it does make you feel? Good memory, make you feel
totally in love with.
Usually,
Athens,
if you ask, nine times of 10 they tell you about a place or their family. Yeah. What the mom used to cook, what the nonna used to cook. Yeah. Okay. What's the reason of that? Probably, if you ask my partner, she will tell you, my mom used to make me this plate that was so amazing, and then if you try, you don't like. You say, what is that? No. But what I'm trying to say here is that It's the memory behind, Is the sweet things that was your mom or this place that where you been. Is the experience.
Yeah.
Probably I would tell, my mom make the best spaghetti al pomodoro.
Yeah.
No? And then anyone can say, no, that's not the best. But for me, that's the best.
But as the creator of someone who does, 300 experiences a day, that passion translates into people who cook it for you, and then hopefully the people who serve it.
That's what you have to give. You have to try to give an experience to a person. Even in a simple spaghetti al pomodoro, you have to give the best out of it. You can literally make someone happy to give a nice plate of pasta.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think I've been most happy eating pasta for the majority.
Pasta can be anything.
Yeah.
You can literally see the passion and what is in the dish. You can literally tell when you eat something. If you see, they can happen mistake, things. But if you are really passionate and taste, it become natural to deliver certain things.
So what's LAVO doing right at the moment? What's going right for you at the minute?
I think now we are super successful with our branch. So our branch is literally, we don't have for the next 4 or 5 weeks, we are fully booked.
Wow.
We've been like this for a couple of months now.
And when's it running?
It's usually on Sunday, between midday and we close. Last reservation is 4:45. We finish at 6.
Yeah.
And then because we are so busy and so we're gonna extend now. We're gonna open for Saturday too.
Okay.
And it's everyone is loving.
So not fully booked for too much longer, but Saturday's available.
Let's hope we get fully booked there too.
Positive vibes only. And then you've got 2 fully booked weekends.
Yeah.
And is it sort of a breakfast come lunch offer specifically, or is it just a lighter style of? So
basically we have a buffet.
Yeah. Okay.
With the charcuterie, really Italian is about what you will eat, when you go home and you have a brunch with your family, and we put some more breakfast dishes, so you literally can have a starter buffet and as much you want, bottomless, and then you can order a main course. There is a list of main course that you can choose, and then there is a buffet for dessert which you can have as much you like.
Is there anything that you're really proud of on that menu at the moment? I'm sure you're proud of it all, but is there something that sticks out in your mind?
No, to be honest with you, as a chef, I would never put anything on the menu that I don't like.
Yeah.
Because if I don't eat, I don't want my customer to have it. So that's a very difficult question. Let's say, depending on the day how I wake up, I'm more keen to eat something on other things.
But sometimes do you not find there's like a dish that takes you a little bit of time to get right? And then when you really nail it, it's just that sense of accomplishment and achievement, because you work very hard to get the skills that you have, to be able to work a problem or to be able to work it to a degree.
I think the more hardest part of all this, when you make so much cover, so many people, is the consistency. That's the hardest part. Forget about which dish, because you can have one day you can have a problem with one, or one day you can have a problem with another one, but is to be consistent, to give the same experience to all our guests. The people that arrive at 12 when you just open and you are fresh, and and to give the same experience to the people when you finish, when you close. So that's, I think, is the hardest part, is be consistent and give the best experience at all the time to everybody.
I mean, I think there's about 1 million people who work in food and beverage that would love to be able to bottle consistency and feed it to everyone, because it's almost impossible. Do you think that consistency and that work towards consistency is something that you need to teach people always? It's just the thing that you have to reinforce.
You have to be on the top, you have to remind.
Yeah.
You cannot pretend that the kitchen run themselves.
Yeah.
But even in the floor, you need to be always there. Or the person in charge, you need to be on the top. We need to be the first one to be, to be right. Otherwise, you cannot ask, if you don't do the things right, you cannot ask somebody to do it right for you. So you need to live, is a very common thing, live by example. You need to be the first one to deliver the good things, and then people will follow you. And then when you employ someone, you already speak to him, you're having a trial shift. you see him, you already have like a kind of idea what kind of person. It's hard to tell in 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
If you know, but with experience and going on, you trim down and you're already going for a certain profile of person.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I would hire someone that doesn't know anything about,
but it's just keen to learn, right?
and passionate.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean,
I can teach you anything. I cannot teach you passion.
it's true. I mean, I teach people to carry 3 plates.
I can inspire you.
Yeah.
I can take it out for you, but I cannot give it to you.
Kind of make you want to do
Yeah,
it, right?
exactly.
So you a little bit of a TV debut with MasterChef.
Yeah, we did this episode with MasterChef. I think it was the quarterfinal, and it was an amazing experience because I have to teach a blind person how to make fresh pasta and cook it and deliver it. And to be honest with you, it was amazing.
Yeah.
After a bit, he could literally understand where things were.
Yeah. His perception of where the space was and everything.
Yeah. And he was memorizing everything, but very quickly. He was, and it was amazing to see him. Like I'd show him how to,
Was this a blind professional chef, or was this?
No, he's a celebrity chef. He's a celebrity. Show him where is everything. The pasta machine is quite dangerous. Yeah. So we get this machine that has some bar that you cannot put your hands inside the
mixer. Yeah.
So, show him understand the touch, because with pasta you need to feel it, and then playing with the semolina and, pin down the pasta and then make the tagliatelle. And, I spent like 20-30 minutes with him, and then he managed to do it alone.
Job done.
And then we went on the service. So the service, he had this pasta that we used to do with the caviar, lemon, Amalfi lemon zest, and caviar on the top. And the hardest part for him was to make a quenelle.
Yeah.
With 2 spoons.
To do the caviar.
But to be honest with you, it was one day. Usually, even a normal chef, to make a quenelle is not that easy. No. If you don't have the
right spoons and the technique.
Yeah. So if you think about it, it will be a week there. I think it would, could have delivered a perfect quenelle. It was an amazing experience.
Rapid fire questions. Answer as you feel like you want to. Just give us what pops into your mind straight away. What's your favourite restaurant in London, other than your own restaurant?
I really like Hakkasan.
Okay.
It's a very.
Isn't that in the same group?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to have to broaden out some rules here. Okay.
Okay.
I realised I've been stitched up by the Italians in the room. No, that's love. I've enjoyed that one. Let's go with your favourite restaurant in London that is not
part of my company.
Part of your company,
okay.
But solid. I think the marketing and PR team are going to be very proud of that answer. That is excellent. I've enjoyed that.
Okay. I really like Casse-Croûte. It's a little French restaurant. It's in Bermondsey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's very, very good. It's very tiny, very, few dishes. It's something that if you ask me to open my own restaurant, it's something that's what I have in mind. Yeah, in an Italian way.
So I was going to say, if it's a French restaurant and that's what you're dreaming of.
Put a Rossini on.
I guess what's the dish that you're most proud of? I mean, I've asked it already, and you've said that was there a dish in the past? Is there a dish now that you had to really, really work towards?
I really like to work with rice.
Yeah,
risotto. Yeah. Is something I learned from Gualtiero Marchesi, which I work for. I don't know. Gualtiero Marchesi is a 3-star Michelin, and he's the father of the Italian modern cuisine. He passed away a couple of years ago. And I had the luck to be part of his team. And it was an amazing experience working with him, because the restaurant was called L'Albereta. Yeah. And it was amazing. It was the dream of all our generation to go work. All the famous chefs now, all the 2-3, all the Italian...
They just all wanted to come, right?
No, they all come from him. Yeah. They all
really?
Come from him, yeah. It's like the father, literally, of the Italian modern cuisine. Everybody copied him. Everyone take inspiration from him. And in that region of Italy, between Piemonte and Lombardia, there is the Carnaroli rice.
Yeah.
So Carnaroli rice is a very difficult rice to cook, because you need to know how to get the starch out without burn the
rice.
The rice. Yeah. It's smaller. Is the nano. Is the smaller version, which is considered the best rice for risotto. And the risotto we used to learn. It's the first time in my life I saw aging risotto.
Yeah.
So we used to use some variety of rice that they are aged at least 7 years before you use it. And it was very fascinating how to learn how to do the risotto the way you used to do, and you use also the way you used to add acidity to the dishes.
Yeah.
Because acidity is very important in a dish. In order to balance a dish, you have
to
have
everything, right?
Yeah.
You need sugar, salt, sweet.
He is a very, very basic. He's a chef that want very less ingredients possible in a dish.
So, what's your one ingredient you think is underappreciated?
Rice.
Nice. Shout out to everyone in Asia who doesn't think that, but that's great. I like that. That's which food trend do you think is overrated? Say burrata. It's fine.
But it's a palate pleaser in the end of the day.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry.
It's,
surely truffle oil's got to be on there.
Truffle oil, yes, but I understand people why they like it. Right. So he has a sense behind. A cooked meal.
Yeah.
Pre-cooked meal.
Yeah.
Like when you go to this chain and there is literally the meal that you put in the microwave. I never had the microwave at home, and I have it now because my partner lives with microwave.
But before that, when I went to, actually, it's not overrated food trend. It's the microwave that you hate more than anything else.
Yeah, I really don't like microwave.
Yeah,
I hate a microwave, and the only things I really like microwave is to melt chocolate, because actually it's very good to melt chocolate. Right? Yeah, but if you ask me to cook
Chef Mike does not have a place in your kitchen.
No,
okay,
we don't have a microwave in the kitchen.
What's the one dish you've never been able to perfect?
I think you always want to perfect dishes.
Yeah.
If you don't,
there's got to be something though. What's the thing that you've like? I'm just not going to put that on the menu because it's like soufflés are always the classic one.
I think it's the problem sometimes to don't put things on the menus because you don't see the value. People will not appreciate it. Like there is certain dishes that maybe I love, but the cost to produce it and the amount you should sell it for is not attractive for the clientele. So that's
What's the most bizarre request you've ever had from a customer?
A penne with vodka, but made halal.
Sorry, vodka penne, pasta, but halal.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Yeah. That's always a good one.
And a seafood pasta with the seafood allergy. Yeah, there is. Dairy allergy, extra parmigiano. I can go on. It's
low lactose, everyone. It doesn't mean it's lactose free.
And then when you go there, but look, this is dairy, and they say, no, Parmigiano is fine.
There's always a Parmigiano clause.
Yeah,
fine. That's
something
actually,
if you ask
that's
me,
actually what you call Father Christmas, right? He's Parmigiano clause.
Yeah, it's actually if you ask me something that I would never do.
Yeah,
to put cheese on a seafood pasta.
There you go.
That's something I will. I get itchy when you.
That's crucifixion time in the south of Italy. Yeah. Okay, if you weren't a chef, what would you be doing?
It's a very difficult question. I love it.
Yeah,
I think I will be a pastry chef.
just stood in air conditioning.
I think I will have done the job of my dad. I will have carried on the business of my family, selling, because I really enjoy being being with people, working with people, dynamic, and selling fruit and vegetables or ingredient in general. Still will be food related because I'm very, very. I love to, even when I'm home, I love to have even a fantastic glass of wine.
We talked briefly about LAVO. We talked about what's going really well, the brunches, Saturdays and Sundays. That's happening now. Looking ahead, what's the next big thing on your radar other than the dreaded C word of Christmas? What do the next 12 months look like at LAVO?
They look very busy.
Yeah,
we're gonna have
show off. You're showing off at this point. Very
No,
busy.
no, I'm not joking. I'm worried because with the chef shortages at the moment as I think all UK is aware, every restaurant is fighting to have chef. So it's difficult. Secure the people, and I think what I'm more on is mentoring the people I have and try to get always better. You can always be better. And if you talk about project, the project that we have now is the branches.
Yeah.
And
it's coming along nicely.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think anybody would, if you could say that you're selling out brunches on a Sunday for 5 hours, no problems. I mean, how many covers are you talking about?
We do 500 cover. Yeah. Average 450, 500. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Very, very busy, very popular. And people are love it. And we do, during the brunch, we do so many things sometimes. Sometimes we have dancers. Sometimes we create this cannoli tray.
Dancers?
Yeah, we have this dancer. We have music. We have all sorts of attraction, let's say that. And
I know you're saying you've got dancers with cannoli trays, because that sounds like heaven on earth right there.
So basically we have this tray that you go table size. Like the cigarette when you used to go to the stadium? The cigarette tray.
We're really showing our ages there, where you could still smoke in public and in stadiums back then,
And you can make your own cannolo pretty much. So basically you go to the table and you ask, the filling is the same. Yeah. And you can ask the topping that they want, and people are loving it, literally. Because the cannolo stay very crunchy because you fill it out at the moment in front. So it's fantastic.
No soggy cannolos.
Yeah.
Favorite cannolo flavor?
I like pistachio. I'm very on the classic pistachio with cherries.
Perfect.
Yeah.
See, lemon and or chocolate together, like with a...
Yeah. There is inside chocolate with ricotta to die for.
Hard to beat.
Yeah.
Okay. At least we agree with that. So I guess just that point that you were making, that obviously you can see it's going to be very busy, but there's that big elephant in the room, which is that we don't have enough people. Chefs, they're just, for every vacancy you have, you're going to be interviewing someone who's got 3 other job interviews that week, right?
Yeah. So at the moment we are in a good position in the kitchen. We always are, but you always have to be on the lookout for chef, because in kitchen, as you probably know, things happen very fast, and business and restaurant, they are fighting to
retain
take the stuff. So what we're trying to do is we try to give it a nice environment. We have a nice staff area. We make them work the right amount of hour, so we don't overwork them. Never, literally, we don't go over 45 hours, 48, the top.
Is that a struggle to write a rota to kind of... No.
We are good. We are very good. We are very good because we look, I believe, it's not for me to say, but I think we look after our staff. We have, we have some HR, we're doing some well-being, we're looking after our staff. In the chef, sometimes there is a lot of stress. You work in a room, fire, knife, busy, a lot of stress. So we're really looking for mental health for all our employees, and there is all kind of things that we do. Like I think a week ago we did this walk, which we raised money for.
Was this the walk around Battersea for Mum?
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we raised some money. And we have HR in the building, and we do so many things. I have daily talk with everybody. If people need, they have my phone. My phone is 24 hours for them. So we really invest.
So it's amazing, and you're seeing it more and more that people are comfortable making sure they're looking after their team like that.
Yeah.
Who looks after Carmine? Because obviously you take on a lot of responsibility there. Do you have someone that you can turn to?
Yeah, of course. No, as I said, when I join, I look the people I will work for and with before to join in a and I can't complain about it. My bosses, from USA, because the company is American, Tao. They are all. I have the personal number of the chief officer. Yeah. And if you need anything, call me at 2 a.m. there is people. We are very similar. Let's say that they are very dynamic. There are people that when we opened the restaurant, they were with me in the kitchen sweating. It's not people that they sit behind the desk. They are like on
not
operation.
The keyboard warriors of old.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is a balance to be struck that makes hospitality work for everyone? Because it has been seen for as many as the antisocial lifestyle.
I think is happening already a little, and we already trying to do our we're already doing a LAVO, try to balance. I have my schedule. When I do a schedule, I used to try to do some mornings, evening, some Sunday off, some Saturday off. I try to rotate everybody in order to try to give a fair life to everyone, because I believe that our job need to become like any other job. You see hospital, they are open 24 hours and people can have a Sunday off, a Christmas off. They do 8-hour shifts, and that's what we're trying to do. I think that's where hospitality is going. Need to become a normal job.
Yeah. It needs to attract people for the right reason. Right?
Otherwise you're scaring the people, because I believe there is so many potential chef that they would love to be a chef, but they are scared about the hour and the way you are treated, and don't be able to spend a Sunday with your girlfriend.
But also you can be a chef and work anywhere. You can work. I saw an interview with Michel Roux, and he said, not everyone has to be a chef in a Michelin-starred restaurant. Yeah. You need a chef. You need chefs everywhere in this world. Yeah. And there is good, admirable, fun, enjoyable, tasty work for everyone. Yeah. Just because you cook school dinners doesn't mean that it's bad food.
Exactly.
It's just what you do.
It's about the passion.
Yeah, about the passion. It doesn't make it any worse or any better.
No.
It's just different, right? Yeah. And actually that is, I think a lot of people really sort of gravitate to that. If you can give them that kind of little bit of ownership, but also that little bit of flexibility and freedom, that's what keeps your team, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, even me, I've been through my career. I work in 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, pizzeria, washing dishes, all sort of things. I did I used to do fine dining. Now, we have these beautiful.
You do 500 cover brunches.
Yeah, we used to do 60 cover, 30 cover. Now we do 600, and that's you need to love what you're doing. You need to be passionate about it. Yeah. That's what is the key, and put the passion in what you're doing. That whatever job is it, I don't think it's only kitchen. I think it's everything.
Yeah, well, it feels like a nice way to finish it. Thank you very much, Carmine, for talking to us on the Only Chefs podcast. It's been amazing to hear your story, getting to know you. Fascinating, and I think everyone would love to look you up. We can follow you on social medias. That'll be in the link to the podcast in the description below. And wish you all the best with the BoTree and everything else that happens with LAVO. Good luck, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andy.
Pleasure.
Only Chefs is the UK's leading job board built just for chefs. We connect you with top kitchens looking for talent like yours. No BS, just real opportunities to level up your career. Find your next move today at onlychefs.co.uk.